Hello, good evening. I am here 2 minutes before the time. I just couldn't wait for our meeting today, day 2 of Awaken to the Self-Love. I'm going to wait a moment to see if any of you are joining me, which I hope you will, and just quickly check if everything looks okay within the virtual world of social media. Um, Here, 2 minutes. Yep, it's working. I can see myself. I can hear myself. I see that everything is working fine, which is amazing. Today we have a very, very eye-opening topic. It was definitely very eye-opening for me during my ascension process. And today we will be talking about the version of ourselves that we create every single day, moment to moment. But today I also wanted to speak to you about the experience of discovering the true self versus the self that we believed we are for many, many years, but the self that was created mainly by our ego and in the same time by our wounded self and the limited programmings that we inherited from our ancestral line. So, very, very important things to consider and be aware of when you are trying to reconnect to the true self, true divine love within. And to start off, I just wanted to say hello. I'm very happy to be here with you for the second day. Just a reminder that if you are watching me, please leave a comment, say hi, let me know what's your name, because as I said yesterday, StreamYard not always let me see who I am talking to. And this way we can just say hi. And for those of you who are watching replay, please hashtag replay. And for all of you that will be participating in those live meetings, just a reminder, hello, beautiful Michelle. Oh, I'm so happy you are here. I'm so truly happy that you are in this space with me. Thank you. And just as a reminder from yesterday that we will spend 2 weeks together. On Saturdays, we do not have a live meeting here on Facebook within the group. We are meeting on Zoom at 5 p.m. UK time. And this Zoom call I decided to organize to create a private, very safe space for those of you who would like to join me during the work on subject. Meaning that on Saturday, I will give 1 hour of my time and my special powers, magical powers and tools to help you work through your, I don't really want to call it issues, but through anything that you are struggling with at the moment. So if you want to join me on Saturday on Zoom, also leave a comment, and the Zoom link will be posted within the group on Friday evening or Saturday morning. And it's a really great opportunity for those of you who will join, because I can show you how quickly you can release certain things, certain energies can be dissolved, and you will feel definitely much better. I guarantee you that. And then at the end of each of those 2 weeks, I will be also pulling a random person who was taking an active part during those 2 weeks, and I will be gifting you with one-to-one session with me, which again is amazing. Right, so going on to the topic of creating, manifesting yourself every single day. And I know that all of you who are within this group, you are very spiritual or open to spirituality people. And if so, you probably are aware that there are infinite numbers of versions, our versions, living across infinite number of timelines. And what determines which version we are actually experiencing as a physical one? It all depends on what we believe and what kind of thoughts we hold about ourselves, because ultimately this will create our vibration. And our vibration is always taking us to a certain timeline, to a certain experience. So, by that, it is obviously crucially important to actually be aware of the beliefs and thoughts we hold about ourselves. Because with the versions of ourselves that we are experiencing as a physical experience is exactly the same as it is with any other manifestations that we um, are all learning how to manifest money, how to manifest a house, how to manifest any other physical material things, but in exactly the same way, exactly the same energetic quantum physics mechanics are applying to the way we manifest ourselves every single day. And yesterday we had an important topic about being fully connected to ourselves and how crucial it is to know who we truly are, what we are made of, because that also shows us what we really think about ourselves, how we feel about ourselves. And it is so important that I will go as far to say that if you are not used to, and I definitely wasn't used to that for a very, very long time, if you are not used to a routine, which I call my morning routine, to check up with you, with your energetics, with your vibration, which are your thoughts, your emotions, on every single morning as your main priority, because you should be your main priority every single day, then you may actually start your day and go and repeat very easily same patterns, same scenarios, and therefore recreate the old version of yourself that maybe, as it was in my experience, I was experiencing for years, and it was a very unhappy version of me. Only when I completely, fully, maybe not to very specific quantum physics laws, but when my mind grasps this idea that I am a walking energy, I am a walking vibration, and everything depends on my vibration, and this vibration is being dictated by my thoughts but by my emotions, then I really realize that I need to raise my bars up when it comes to self-care and self-awareness. Then when I realized that this vibration that I am is a pure divine vibration, and actually, this vibration, this energy is valuable than any currency available within this world. And that my priority is to look after this vibration in a best possible way, see what I am doing with this existing vibration during my day. And by that, I mean, what am I spending my energy on, my vibration on? Am I spending it on worrying? Am I spending on activities that do not give me pleasure, do not satisfy me, do not bring me any sort of growth, do not bring me happiness? I start then removing everything that wasn't aligned with me anymore. I also start to look, how am I um, distributing this energy of mine, this pure gold energy of mine, when it comes to relationships? Am I exchanging my pure gold energy with people who maybe don't serve me anymore, maybe they used to, but not anymore, then I knew that I also need to start making some changes within the fields of relationships, any kind of relationships. And then the same came when I start applying the same awareness onto the services I am offering. I start looking at everything that I do as a pure gold energy exchange. I realized that I was undervaluing myself. I realized that having such a pure gold energy, I am not setting good enough boundaries, that actually I am giving a consent to certain people, situations, and my ego to distort this pure gold energy, to sacrifice this energy, give it away for free, or simply saying flush it in a toilet. And another thing was that when I fully start realizing how potent this energy is, how amazing and miraculous this energy is, I also realized that I was definitely seeing myself for as a very little version of me, as a very limited version of me, as a version that didn't even dare to give the opportunity to this experience of life, to this divine energy, to set higher standards, to have bigger, higher requirements, to be more deselective when it comes to allowing certain people, as I said, situations into my life. But I think the most grandest and eye-opening moment happened for me when I went through a very deep realization, self-realization, and I was able to experience the true self, the soul self. And without making things very dramatic, again, I am simply trying to be very, very honest with you. I come from a background where there was so much abuse on every single level that I'm not sure if you ever heard of a term, overgrown ego. Overgrown ego is an aspect of self that creates itself during very deep traumas during the childhood. So we may have an ego that will try to protect you from not walking under the bus, or we may have an ego that is the subtle voice in your back head, oh, go and lie down, don't do this today, or stay in your comfort zone. But overgrown ego is a completely different aspect. This is almost like a second, maybe you don't, at the beginning you don't realize, but it's like it takes on everything that you are and creates a very distorted, energetic being, almost like a separate entity that you identify as yourself. And if you have this overgrown ego, and then you have the ability to experience the true self, the difference is huge. And to me, it was such a deep, very spiritual experience and a life-changing experience when I could tap into my pure energetic self, the pure awareness of self, that it shifted absolutely everything. That was the day when I realized that my whole life I wasn't me. Because we definitely can have limitations and we can have fears, and fear should always actually motivate us and make us jump towards what we desire. But this ego of mine was, without now giving him too much attention, was pretty disturbing, I would say. And that moment for me, that experience happened for me during my plant medicine ceremony. But it doesn't have to be like that for you. I'm not saying that now everyone should go and seek a shaman that will help him to unlock the pure divine self blueprint. It happened for me this way because my soul planned it this way, and I guess with such a highly overgrown ego, maybe that was the only way I could experience it. Nevertheless, the moment you connect, and it only lasted for a short time, but the moment you connect to this energy, you remember that energy. It is a moment that your whole perspective of self shifts. And I guarantee you that every single one of you is capable of experiencing that through many different things. Maybe for one of you, a meditation will be the answer. Maybe for some of you, a prayer will be the answer when you are calling in this energy, when you are asking the divine within you to reconnect you with that aspect with self. What you should definitely not do is try to figure yourself out from your logical mind. And I did try that before, it never happened, but we are always held by the divine within. We are always held by the divine mother. And when there is a strong calling within our hearts, she will guide us to the right practitioner, the right place, the right practice where we have the ability to feel into who we truly are. And don't be afraid to ask, because this is a very liberating moment, and every single person on this planet deserves to experience that. When I connected through this specific experience to the true self, and I realized that the version of me that I thought I was is so different. And now I had this blueprint, this recognition of this energy. I started to very often initiating that contact with the true self through a deep meditation. And it was happening at the beginning for me for a few seconds during the meditation. That's how much I was able to achieve. But those 3 seconds were taking me through the day. And the next day I tried again, and I managed to feel her for a minute, up until a point that I could start switch. And whenever my ego, my fears, my limitations start to pop up, I could easily recognize which version is this coming from, very easily, and therefore make my choice. Because we are here we came here with a very powerful tools, not one, but tools. And one of them is our choice. And when you will consciously start to choosing what is your true version telling you, showing you, guiding you to, calling you to, you will very quickly start transforming your whole reality. The other tool that I would like to share with you, which I always work very closely with when I'm working with men and women within my Rose Awakening Code programs, is the power of your word. Because listening to me right now, you may think, yeah, but how do I call this energy in? How do I achieve that kind of state of meditation? By the way, I am not a meditating person. I'm always meditating in a lying position. I can't sit up straight. I am not a yogi whatsoever. But the intention and the way you use your word matters, because your word is your secret magic power. At the beginning, there was a word. And because you are the incarnated goddess, because you are a goddess experiencing herself as Michelle, as Dominica, you have exactly the same creative powers, and you can create through commanding the reality through the power of your word. How does it work? The first thing you need to do, you need to believe it. You need to truly, fully believe it, that the word that is your tool is working as a creative, powerful force. Whenever you speak, you create a vibration that is being let out into the ether of this holographic reality and starts to create. But you can't use the word without the internal power and intent. If you start seeing the word as an actual gold tool, and you will start proclaiming things into the reality, into this ether, with energetic input from your heart, from your womb space, knowing that by proclaiming certain intentions, certain truths that you are allowing for yourself within your reality, this word is magnified. This word works like a sword through this ether and gets to a place within this invisible where it can be birthed into reality, physical reality. So, whenever you are feeling this call to reconnect with yourself more, when you are feeling this desire, a deep desire in your heart that you wish to change your reality, use your word as a proclaiming tool. Feel this word first within your womb space, which is where your whole universe inside of you resides, where your sexual and creative and the creative energy is the same energy that creates it all, not only material things within this 3D reality, but all the galaxies, all the planets. So feel the word within your womb, then shift it with your third eye into your heart and allow it to be spoken through you. In the same time, make an inventory or spend some time observing where else do you use the power of your word when it comes to creating unhappy reality. See how you speak to yourself. See how wisely you are operating with this tool. Are you actually very careless? And through this word, you are creating not very fulfilling results? If so, you need to change that. And as a divine feminine, you can simply decide because you are the main creator here. So we have here new aspects for you to investigate. What kind of version you are of yourself you are experiencing every single day? Are you happy with this version of self? And I'm obviously not talking here about the way you perceive yourself physically, but that can also be revived, healed through the power of your word, through your choice. But internally, how do you feel? What is your vibration? If you are waking up in the morning, and again, that's another version of me, feeling already tired after you opened your eyes, and to not deal with this unsatisfying feeling, you simply jumped off the bed, put your slippers on, and got on with your life, with the school runs and whatever you did the day before and 100 days and 1,000 days before, without giving yourself that attention and fully connecting to why am I feeling this way? Why am I allowing this within my reality? What is this vibration trying to show me? What is there that is calling for love? What needs to be transformed and changed? And I can change that once it's acknowledged. You don't really need to run to the first energy healer, therapist, or a life coach. you feel into the power of your choice and word. And through that, you are transmuting the energy and you are calling upon any help that you may need with it, whatever you are believing in, whoever you are believing in, and you are opening yourself up to receive the help. This is very, very powerful, but not many women do realize that. Never mind that a huge percentage of this planet does not realize the potential and the power we hold within, and we all collectively are given our consent to create something that my spirits called the upside down matrix, which I will be talking about on Friday within the Follow Me Home group and my main Facebook profile. I'm not going to go deeper into this today, because we always need to start from ourselves before we can transform things on a collective level. So today, I am inviting you to spread the self-awareness through monitoring your vibrations, your emotions, your thoughts. And with this monitoring thoughts, exercises or routine that you may try to implement. Of course, it's not going to be easy at the beginning because we have so many thoughts and so many things to do during the day. But what will help you with that is to first concentrate and work on connecting to the true self. If you don't know which way, which tool would be best for you, ask. Ask to be led, and you will. You will be led by the Divine Mother. And once you feel it into that, after that, you will have such a clear deselection of the thoughts you hold about yourself that you will simply, again, organically, as we spoken yesterday about the artificial self-love, it's the same with the thoughts. You no longer will be fighting with your thoughts, because ultimately, if you've been believing in something for so many years, they are so deeply rooted that it will be very hard to suddenly start changing the whole mindset you may have about yourself. But the moment you connect to the true self and you will feel, oh my God, I am so different. I now feel about myself different. I see myself different. I am so much purity. I am so much love. I am so beautiful. Those thoughts, again, very organically will be deselecting. You will still catch yourself maybe standing in front of the mirror or sitting at your laptop or doing whatever else, and something will not go accordingly to your plan, and you will maybe shame yourself, or maybe you won't be very polite to yourself, but you will very quickly catch that. And the more practice of that you will implement every single day, those two versions will become so clear, so different, and you will start dissolving the old version of self. I think what happened for me was that it happened that I found myself during this ayahuasca ceremony, and at the absolutely perfect timing in my life. And Mother Ayahuasca was trying to take me through the death of the ego, distorted ego self, and it was tremendously hard, because the ego truly wants to stay and wants to live your life and wants to be the driver. But what I also realized since that experience is that I think if I would fully go through this death experience, I wouldn't be able to learn so much over the next year about the consciousness, the human consciousness, and the different aspect of it, and how to use the energy of compassion and love and self-awareness to really take yourself on this journey of dissolution of the illusionary self. And thanks to that, I can now work through this with other women. And remember that a process of this experience, where they say that ego never dies, but it definitely transforms, at least the process of coming back, returning to that self-power, that you are becoming the conscious creator of yourself and your reality, may be so different, may have a different length, and all you have to do is surrender to it and commit to it, and you will be rewarded, because we all are now collectively going through this awakening, this dissolution of old paradigms and systems, and we are the system too. I'm not sure if you are very into, for example, quantum physics, but everything is a mirror of us. And how does the collective ego manifest itself within the external reality? Well, look at the banking and look at the politicians, look at the religious. This is the ego. This is the collective ego. So by working on dissolving our old systems within, we will be ultimately collectively dissolving the old system that is ruling us, is ruling us and is keeping us prisoners, almost like. I think that the best gift you can give to yourself out of love is to set today a very powerful intention, that regardless of how this path will appear in front of you, you are committing yourself to have the most profound, life-changing experience that will lead you to feel into the true self, into the pure spirit self, because this will fully transform your whole reality. The way you see yourself, the way you show up to the world, the way you operate, everything within your reality. And again, organically, you will change so much for yourself and your children and your loved ones by doing this work, by committing to it. Otherwise, you can still choose a path, the artificial path, and trying to apply those changes by simply using your strong will. But the path of love, the path of pure dedication to self and commitment to self is worth everything. Because whenever I am fully with myself, with the vibrational true self, there is no feeling that, there is no words that can describe this feeling. There is no a word that can replace that feeling. No other relationship in your life will give you the overwhelming amount of joy, happiness that this experience gave to me. Because when I discovered her, after years and years of having this distorted perception of self, it opened my heart to myself. And by that, I opened my heart to many other things with ease. I opened myself to deserving. I opened myself to receive. I opened myself to a grander vision of myself that I started to consciously create. And this is the most beautiful experience throughout the whole life. Even giving a birth to a child isn't so profound, although very, very important, beautiful, and life-changing too. But to tap into that self is the moment when you are starting to rebirthing yourself, is the moment of dying and rebirthing on a completely different basis, with completely different rules, with completely different boundaries, standards, everything else, that are high enough to support and honor and cherish and worship the amazing being that you are. So hope that it is helping, and to help you a little bit more with tapping into this version of self, Tomorrow, when we will meet at 7 p.m. UK time, I am going to take you on a shamanic journey within a meditation. So if you are planning on show up live, please make sure that you have half an hour of a quiet space where you can lie down or simply relax, so you can take your consciousness to that part of self, to that divine blueprint that's been lying there dormant, and try to unlock it. I will be I don't have a meditation written down. I will be listening to the spirit. I will be led by the spirit tomorrow. And I know that after that, you can also re-listen this meditation, which usually happens with all of my meditation, and more will unlock for you. So I hope that will be very helpful on this journey for all of you. Thank you so much, Michelle, for being here today. I love you so much and I miss you. I miss you. Can't believe how many years it was. But yeah, I'm so happy you are within this space. And to all of you watching the replay, as I said, please leave a hashtag replay, because then I know that you are taking a part in this event and I will be able to choose one winner on Sunday and let you know who will be having a session with me. Sending you all much love and see you tomorrow. Bye bye.